Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Blue Shift. It's the second Half-Life expansion. A lot of people call it Blue Shit because it's not as good as Opposing Force. There's only like one extra thing to it, which is the Otis character from Opposing Force. So it's not even really an original expansion thing. So yeah, the movement in this game is slightly different to the other Half-Lives. Like if you've watched another Half-Life speedrun, you'll see that like everyone is bunny hopping around like really fast. Well, you can bunny hop in this game, but you can only bunny hop to a certain extent. There's a 544 units per second speed cap, which means that you have to do something else called duck rolling, which is basically where you're bunny hopping with the duck key instead of the bunny hop key, or rather the jump key. So basically, when you tap duck in this game, you get like a little bit of airtime, and that's what I'm doing. Like I have duck bound to scroll wheel, so whenever I go like just beyond or just before that 544 unit speed cap, I have to start duck rolling instead. And it's a lot trickier to get as well, like the timing is a lot harder. But the reason we use this version of the game is because the original WON version, A, it's capped to 72 FPS, B, it runs really shitty on modern hardware, and C, this version is actually a lot faster anyway. Well, not a lot faster, but it's most likely like a little bit faster, because in this game we can uncap our frame rate up all the way up to 1000 FPS, which gives us a lot more air accelerate and a lot of other effects. Like it makes bunny hopping and duck rolling a lot easier and more efficient.
Yeah, and the original it's like 72 cap, right?
Yeah, 72 FPS cap, which makes bunny hopping really slow.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've seen a Half-Life run before, they're all pretty heavily dependent on frame rate. Like there are a lot of glitches and tricks you can do by changing your frame rate. I'm lowering my frame rate to 45 FPS here for safety, because if you have too high FPS here, the scientists can actually gib themselves in the elevator and die, and then you get like a mission failed text. There are a lot of similar things like that throughout the game. Like there are going to be more elevators where I have to lower my frame rate because I can get killed in there. So yeah, this game, as I was saying earlier, it's not that good an expansion. Like it's like half of this run is cutscenes basically, or interactive walkarounds if you like. So yeah, this cutscene's like 2 minutes long, and then you have like the Rosenberg escort and like a bunch of other just not that great stuff. But the good thing is the other half of this run is really nice. Like it's all sort of movement based, and it's got, yeah, it's just really nice and minimalistic or whatever. So yeah, we're just watching Black Mesa personnel get wrecked here. Okay, so now we're on to the second chapter, Duty Calls. This is one of the better parts of the game. Lots of cool jump sequences and stuff. Not that much downtime, really. Okay, here we go. So we get the crowbar here. Not like in the original Half-Life where you get the crowbar to start off with. And I blow up that generator to open the door here. And then I'm going to do a little skip here where I jump on the chair and get over this gate instead of going all the way around and blowing up the explosives. And then I do like a long jump sequence there, a pretty straight bunny hop sequence where I get to the bridge instead of waiting for the elevator over there.
Yeah, that jump is actually kind of hard.
Yeah, it's really tricky,
Pretty
like,
exciting.
it killed loads of my attempts when I was running this. So I'm just going to lower the elevator here, and then I'm going to skip having to lower the other one by climbing up this ladder. Which is also really tricky as well, that's another thing that used to kill all my runs. But thankfully, like, the higher FPS you have, the easier it is to get that because of the higher air excel. So I'm just going to activate this button here to activate an elevator, get some health, then I'm going to jump over there instead. Going to grab this box, put it into the grinder. And the water gives me a bit of a speed boost there, which is nice. Okay, now we're on the third chapter, Captive Freight. This is like the longest chapter in the game. I think it's like 13 minutes long or something in total. I'm gonna grab some armor, grab the revolver. This part is kind of random, like I lower my frame rate here to make sure I don't take full damage, but sometimes you can just get killed by falling off that ladder anyway. I think it's because there's like a puddle of water on the floor or something. But yeah, just some nice bunny hopping through these sewers. You can run on water in Half-Life as well, it's called sharking. Which is what I just did there. Usually you can get more speed than that. So yeah, like I said earlier, I'm lowering my frame rate here because you can get killed here as well. And then I'll bring it back up to uncapped here. You have to be careful in this game because unlike Half-Life and Opposing Force, if you get stuck in an alien slave teleporting to you, it will actually kill you. Whereas in Half-Life and Opposing Force, they just had like a bug where you'd get stuck, and I think you could get unstuck from them if you just killed them. And I'm gonna like manipulate the head crabs here so that they come to the left side so I can get past them without having to kill them, because when you kill enemies in this game, there's usually like a bit of downtime where their corpse is like fading away or whatever, so... I'm gonna shoot this scientist to skip some dialogue. Okay, now I'm gonna shoot these elevator doors for a later trick, which I'll explain when I get there. Because we're gonna be coming back here later on. I'm gonna kill these soldiers. I'm gonna grab some extra nades just for safety.
And compared to other Half-Life games, I'd say this game has a bit more like close combat.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, like most of the combat in this game is like fighting soldiers, really close quarters and stuff. Gonna open that door. Oh yeah, you can scare enemies with grenades in this game, which is a pretty cool mechanic for a game of its time like this. Gonna blow up the soldiers over there, get some nades, and now I'm gonna do something called a nuke, which is basically where... just kill this guy. Which is basically, if you put an explosive in a tight space in Half-Life, like the damage radius will be multiplied by a lot, so you can basically just kill like a shit ton of enemies or destroy a lot of wooden blocks like I just did there. And that trick is also used in Half-Life 1 as well at some point. Okay, so I just got to activate this train. And then we're going to rescue the sort of main character, apart from myself in this game, I guess. Also the most annoying character in this game, for reasons which I'll explain in a minute. Okay, so I can activate Rosenberg's dialogue through the wall here, just by sort of moving myself against this wall. Whereas normally you would have to go inside, and then you would have to get like boosted out of here by him. Let's just make sure I got all of the grenades. Yeah, there's some. Okay, so now we're just waiting for his dialogue to finish, and there's a bit of an audio cue here, so... So basically I'm going to throw this grenade when he says surprise. Come on, Rosenberg. There you are.
Perhaps I could help boost you through that vent in the ceiling. If you're lucky, you might be able to take those soldiers by surprise.
Okay, so I'm timing this grenade to kill these two soldiers that spawn here. Very nice. And then we're going to activate him through the wall, lower our frame rate so that he turns quicker, which is another effect of frame rate. Enemies turn quicker the lower the frame rate you have. I'm going to kill this guy. Okay, so this is where it gets a bit risky, because Rosenberg, he has some really bad RNG. Like, sometimes he'll just walk back upstairs and stuff for no reason, or seemingly no reason whatsoever. Like, we've never been able to figure it out properly. But hopefully he'll behave. Okay, yeah, he's behaving. That's nice. But yeah, sometimes he'll, like, stop for a break and say, like, hold on, Calhoun, or whatever, and he's just generally annoying. But if you're lucky, he won't do any of that. Okay, so we just got to escort him now. Gonna spam some nades in here, kill these soldiers. And now we just wait for him at the bottom of the stairs. So now we're coming up to the reason why I shot those elevator doors. The reason I shot them is because usually when you take him to that secret elevator area, he will do like a little dialogue and he'll stop outside the door and speak to you for a bit, which wastes a couple of seconds. Whereas if I take him like this, then I take him through the change level trigger, the loading screen, and then I go back through the change level, I can skip this dialogue because it sort of breaks his sequence. And that trick was found by a guy called, yeah, see, this is where he does his annoying shit and just says slow down or whatever for seemingly no reason. Anyway, that trick was found by a guy called Bloodfez, who also runs this game. I'm not sure exactly how much time it saves, but like, it saves a decent amount, like maybe 5 seconds, something like that.
Let's go.
Suicide Machine, you can ban Colin, but don't ban Exec.
I agree.
Yeah. Nobody wants Colin in this chat.
Dr. Rosenberg, thank God you made it. We've managed to piece together some of the larger equipment, but you'll need to oversee...
So yeah, just more boring cutscenes, like just waiting for him to talk to the scientist, and now we're coming up to like, I don't know, another 2 minutes or something where we just sit and wait for him to do stuff.
Looks like the equipment is in better shape than I expected.
So yeah, once again I'm lowering my frame rate here to make him turn faster, and I think it saves like 6 seconds overall if you lower your frame rate throughout this entire sequence.
You see, Mr. Calhoun, teleportation isn't as easy as going from point A to point B. We've discovered a strange border world that was somehow involved in the process, which kept us from accurately predicting where any given teleportation event would lead to back on Earth. Some of the more promising research on the matter led to a device that could be attached to the strange crystalline structures we found on this border world. Now, this device would then be used as a focal point and a relay to aid in the teleportation. Well, in theory, that is. We lost contact with the survey group shortly after...
Also, this run is done on easy difficulty, Mainly because like the difference between easy and hard in Half-Life games is like really, really small. So like there's basically no point in running both difficulties, and since easy is the fastest difficulty in this game, we just run that instead. And that's the same case for Opposing Force, and actually Half-Life as well, although hard is like a tradition in Half-Life 1, like a lot of people run that.
Survey team had set up, but I fear the likelihood of running into alien creatures is very high. Once you find the device, simply power it on and align the emitters until the signal reaches maximum strength. We'll reopen the teleporter for your return once we receive the signal, but you must hurry back, as we can only keep it open for a short amount of time. All right, I'm going to initiate the teleporter charging sequence now. Be ready, Mr. Calhoun. Once the field is open, it will become unstable very quickly.
I was gonna risk like trying to get myself stuck in there, but sometimes it can actually kill you, so I'm not gonna risk it, because otherwise we have to sit through this boring sequence all over again. So yeah, when these bars have filled up, we will teleport to Zen, which is another decent part of the game.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice change of pace.
Yeah,
You
there's
have, like, low gravity and it's nice.
yeah, and you actually get to fight some aliens for once. Like you don't get to fight many aliens until then.
Yep.
Mainly just like the occasional bull squid and head crab.
Also, it has a lot of grenade boosting.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's always nice.
Capacitors have reached full charge. Simmons, release the damping locks and open the field.
Okay, here we go. So I'm going to skip going all the way around here by just jumping on these rocks and doing a long jump here. I'm going to break these vents, lower my frame rate because lowering frame rate helps you surf in Gold Source, and also it helps you not get stuck in surf ramps. Like if your frame rate is too high, you can actually soft lock and get stuck in them, so that's really useful. So I think this is the last vent we go through, and then we're going to do some damage boosts. Just going to do a bit of a dolphin there, get out of the water faster. Gonna cook a grenade. Damage boosting in this game, like generally a rule is that you always hold crouch. Just makes you like go a lot, gives you like a lot more distance. One more damage boost here. Go down here. And then there's a final grenade boost here. I have a decent amount of health and armor, so that's nice. So yeah, we can skip this whole section here by just damage boosting over here. For some reason, when you jump down to this blue generator thing, you don't take any full damage. Not sure why that is, because you take full damage like everywhere else. But yeah, that's nice, because you can get down quicker. You pick up these packs. If I flick my mouse, I can use these both at the same time and align them. Like that. Then I need to go kind of slow through this tunnel because there's like a trigger somewhere, and if you go too fast then this slave here will, well, sometimes he doesn't spawn anyway, but basically that rock falling sequence won't happen until you hit that trigger. Still have a decent amount of health here. Gonna shoot a grenade to scare the aliens. We got these rocks, dodge the head crabs. Gonna shoot another assault rifle grenade here, scare the aliens, and now we're back to Earth. So yeah, now we just wait for him to tell us what we got to do next. Oh yeah, you can go up here and see that the scientist gets angry at his equipment.
The power reserves were just enough to open the field for your trip to the border world. If we plan on keeping the teleporter open long enough to calculate a safe exit point and allow time for everyone to go through, someone will have to go to the lower level and retrieve another power cell. A few of our colleagues went down there a while ago, but we haven't heard from them since. Can only fear for the worst.
So yeah, once again lowering my frame rate to make him turn faster.
Realize that if someone doesn't go down there, then none of us will get out of here alive. Besides, you're the best equipped to deal with any dangers that may be waiting. Here, I'll show you to the access elevator that leads to the power generator. Follow me.
So it's really important that we have a high amount of health here because we're going to do a really heavy damage boost once we get to the basement. So yeah, I do need to save some health from that charger ideally, but I need to make sure I have 100 really, because otherwise I'm not going to have much health at all to tank my way through the next section. Should probably lower my frame rate, higher my frame rate here rather. So yeah, gonna do a damage boost, hit a trigger here, come down here, hit another trigger here, which triggers these guys to blowtorch the door. So now we just wait for these guys to blowtorch the door. I'm gonna position myself here so I can shoot an AR grenade, because there's a barrel on the other side of the door, which explodes and kills all the soldiers in front, so I don't need to wait for them to come out here. Like so. Pick up this health kit, pick up this satchel, that's pretty important. Once again I have loads of grenades, so I can just shoot some to scare the soldiers. Gonna do a damage boost here, to skip an entire section. Come through here, shoot an invisible Barney. Not sure why he's invisible there, but he is, so yeah. Gonna move this battery into the lift thing. If you lower your frame rate, it's easier to control objects in this as well. Generally, if you have a high frame rate, they sort of fly all over the place, so it's nice to have like 45 FPS here just to be able to control it properly. But it is still a pain in the ass. Still have plenty of grenades, so I can shoot one and kill that guy. And now we're on to the last chapter, or we will be once this loading screen comes up. Okay, and this last chapter is literally just an interactive walk around, like you just press some buttons and blow up a satchel, and that's the thing. Like, it's just not much to it really. I'm gonna take the rest of the health from here. So I'm going to place a satchel down here, because later on some soldiers are going to come through here, and I can just blow them all up, instead of having to fight them single-handedly.
In order to open the displacement field. Don't worry, Mr. Calhoun. The process is simple, and I'll let you know when you need to do something. Very good. Stand by, Calhoun. Once the system is initialized, it will take a few moments for the interpolating resonance coils to achieve focus.
Oh yeah, I need to go back up here and use this when he tells me to.
Everything is looking up. Oh no. The primary coolant line has been ruptured. Calhoun, go to the door.
It's important that I actually wait a little bit before using this valve, because if you use it too fast, he can soft lock. I shouldn't have killed that guy. Let me just damage myself. Okay, that's good. The reason I wanted to lower my armor there is because damage boosts are heavily dependent on armor in Gold Source. Basically, the less armor you have, the more damage you take, and therefore, or rather, the more health you lose, and therefore, the bigger boost you get. So yeah, this is like one of the most boring parts of the game. You don't even get to fight a boss in this game, you just wait for some scientists to walk through some portals. But yeah, you can hear the soldiers trying to make their way into the lab. Okay, so now he has to go through, and then, like you said, he's going to automatically recharge the thing so that I can go through last. Because scientists are more important than security guards, right? Alright, so we're coming up to the end now. Is there any health left? Yeah, nice. Just take that in case. Oh yeah, I need to stand here. Actually, I need to stand here first so I can shoot the soldiers. Okay, I'm gonna make a quick save here because I often mess this up.
Yeah, it's a hard boost make.
Yeah. Luckily I got it first try though, so that's nice. I fucked up so many of my attempts doing that boost. Like I had so many sort of really solid runs that I just messed up not being able to do that boost. It took me ages to figure out how to perfect it. Timing doesn't end yet, but it will end soon, so whoever's running the timer, get ready. The reason timing doesn't end when you enter that pool is because what I just did there was jump off that platform thing to end that sequence earlier. Whereas if you just wait around, you waste like 5 seconds or something. Yeah, you probably recognise that sequence from Half-Life 1 if you've played it or watched any runs, the body, what body part. You can get out of bounds here, well, not necessarily out of bounds, but you can get literally over the fence and see the outside of the map here. Which is too easy to do, I'm surprised they didn't spot that. And 3, 2, 1... time. Let's just check
Nice
my...